Can I have everyone's attention, please? Thank you. Commencement is an academic ceremony backed by sorry for the echo. Commencement is an academic ceremony backed by nearly 1,000 years of history and tradition. Graduation is a day of joy and celebration. But the ceremony itself calls for and quiet respect. We are aware that you attend sports and entertainment events in arenas and auditoriums where cheering, horns, and whistles are appropriate or accepted as part of those activities. However, noise making and other disruptive behavior are not acceptable during the commencement exercises. Thus, we respectfully request your cooperation in giving this ceremony the respect it deserves and providing an opportunity for all our graduates to be appropriately duly recognized. Before we begin this evening, I would like to share some history and pageantry with you. Back on February 3rd, 1969, the jointure of the city and it's cutting. The jointure of the Dixon City, Alphen, and Troop school districts occurred, and a new school district was born. Though Dot School District was suggested, the name of Mid-Valley School District won out. In September of 1969, students from the three school districts were brought together. Seniors served out their final year, not as Blackhawks, Greyhounds, or Owls, but rather as Spartans. On June 11th, 1970, exactly 49 years ago to the day, these students became the first ever graduation class of Mid-Valley High School. Tonight, we have several members of that first graduating class with us here as we celebrate the 50th graduating class of Mid-Valley High School, the class of 2019. As part of our 50th anniversary, the administration has been sharing the history of the first year of the school district with our faculty, staff, and students. We also have been and will continue to collect memorabilia to insert into our time capsule, which we plan to bury during a ceremony next fall. Over the course of the year, the students and faculty have been working to update the school timeline on the inside of the wall of the school, photographing numerous events, recording and editing a 50th anniversary video, printing and editing the newspaper to commemorate the 50th anniversary, and designing new banners to accent our light poles in the parking lot, which will be hung for the opening of school next year. It has been a very busy year for our student body and faculty and the members of the class of 2019, and has been a tremendous part of our efforts. Some specific changes you will notice this evening for the class of 2019 are the gowns they are wearing. and the diplomas they are receiving. They are the first class to have the all-in blue and white graduation gowns, symbolizing solidarity and pride. Also, the diplomas they receive later this evening are the first to have a sketch of the school. We are extremely proud of our history. We look forward in store for our school and community over the next 50 years. We are now about ceremony. We want everyone to Thank you very much. And we open the 2019 graduation ceremony.
you've seen us. Okay. evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor and privilege for me to welcome you on behalf of the class of 2019, the Board of Education, our administrative staff, and faculty to the 50th Annual Commencement Exercises of the Mid-Valley School District. Our program will open this evening with Invocation by Msgr. Patrick Pratico from the Visitation of the Blessed Virgin Mary Church in Dixon City. If everyone would stand and remain standing through the singing of our national anthem. Msgr.
O God, who send the rain and the sun for the growth of your creation, we ask you to pour out your blessings and shower your graces upon these graduates of the class of 2019. May your sun continue to shine its rays onto the seeds planted here so they will flourish and bear good and abundant fruit. And may your ever-living Son shed his grace and goodness on all of us, that we will always reflect your glory and life in all we say and do. And in his name we pray, amen.
Amen.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated. Before we get started this evening, I'd like to thank everyone who helped get this field in order for an outdoor graduation, especially the class members from this class 2019. Thank you very much for all of the hard work that you did making sure that we could have graduation outdoors. At this time, may I present the president of the class of 2019 to address her class, and the president of the class of to address her class, and the president of the class of 2020, Samantha Shelesky.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us to congratulate our class of 2019 on the night of our commencement. Tonight, I am overwhelmingly proud to look out at all of my classmates and congratulate each and every one of them on their accomplishments. I've had the pleasure of growing up with most of these individuals and look forward about hearing all of their accomplishments well into the future. Thank you for sharing this part of your lives with me. I will cherish the memories made and the lessons learned forever. Now, never have I met another group of kids with such compassion and bravery. This crowd is filled with some of the most genuine people the world has yet to meet. As we complete our final walk across the stage, I encourage each of you to look forward with excitement, but to never forget from which you came. Tonight would not be possible without the supportive faculty and staff here at Mid-Valley. This building and these people have comforted me in some of my darkest times, and I wish I could shout everyone out by name. But please know that your efforts were worth something. On behalf of my class, thank you for working with such passion and dedication to provide not only for us, but for every student to pass through our doors. I can say with certainty that our community is second to none, and I am truly blessed to have grown up in this district. We have been provided the sturdiest base to build the rest of our lives on. Throughout our time here at Mid-Valley, each of my classmates has filled a special niche in our school and community, but it is finally time to pass our roles and experience to the next graduating class. To the class of 2020, they will tell you that your senior year flies by and you won't want to believe it, but believe me, it will. Don't blink. Go to the soccer game, dress for the football game, join the book club, do everything you can and give it all of your effort. These are the opportunities that you will not be able to go back on. This flag represents the achievements of my class and every class before us, and it is my honor to pass this flag of excellence to you. You most certainly have big shoes to fill, but I have faith that with a little bit of integrity and spirit, you will be able to surpass all of your goals at Mid-Valley and beyond. As the curtain closes on the class of 2019, take a page out of our book and continue making Mid-Valley one of the happiest places. The chapter of your senior year is now beginning. It's up to you. Thank you.
At this time, an elected representative of the class of 2020 will address the class of 2019 as they prepare to leave Mid-Valley. It's my pleasure to welcome to the stage the class president for the class of 2020, Tess Reilly.
Thank you, Sam, and members of the class of 2019. It is my honor to expect this flag of excellence on behalf of my class from such a strong and passionate president. The class of 2019 has been in the heart of this school for as long as I can remember. You have all brought countless laughs and endless memories to the hallways of Mid-Valley that will never be forgotten. I believe I speak for my class when I say that the bonds that have been formed between all of us will remain in our hearts forever. The class of 2020 will use the lessons you have taught us and the examples you have set for us to continue to better our school and community, and we will strive to be the best, most authentic versions of ourselves. Congratulations to all of the graduates sitting before me who are intelligent, creative, passionate, and driven young adults. No matter where you find yourselves, class of 2019, always remember that you have friends from the class of 2020 rooting for you and supporting you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam and Tess. Our next speaker this evening is a member of the graduating class who has attained the second highest average, thereby attaining the distinction of class salutatorian. It is my pleasure and honor to present to you Jacob Vituszynski.
Thank you, Mr. Kovalski. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, faculty, board members, and fellow graduates to the commencement of the Mid-Valley High School class of 2019, or as I say, one of the best and most uniquely talented classes to ever walk through the halls of Mid-Valley. It is truly an honor and privilege to be giving this speech of final remarks to my fellow classmates. 50 years ago, the Apollo 11 mission launched from the Kennedy Space Center, carrying two astronauts who have now become household names, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. We know these names because they are the first men to walk on the moon. People no longer look at the stars with a sense of implausibility. On the night of July 21st, 1969, people looked up at the moon and people looked down at them. In the same year, Woodstock attracted hundreds of thousands of music fans, and the final Beatles album was recorded. Surely, these people and attraction made an everlasting legacy to many. Now, let's flash forward to 2019. I don't think I need to lecture you all about everything that has happened since then. Mr. Snyder did an excellent job in making sure we know American history in and out. While a lot has changed, one thing that has stayed common is that for 50 years, Mid-Valley has been producing classes of high school students ready to take on the world. So, what makes the 50th graduating class stand out from the rest? This class has excelled beyond normal standards in academics, the arts, and athletics. Sean McCallum's heartwarming class history speech really told our story best. We have made many friendships and countless memories, some good, some not so good, some funny, and some rather interesting. It is those bonds and moments that have tagged along with us as we grew up, and they are what we will miss the most as we progress into the next phase of our lives. It pains me to step away from such a cherishable school district, but it pains me even more to say farewell to a group of young men and women who strive for nothing but the very best life has to offer. Our ability to have fun while accomplishing feats in multiple areas is what makes the class of 2019 a remarkable bunch. I know that we have served as role models to the underclassmen and as inspiration to the faculty, and it is no question that we are going to be missed by many. I have truly enjoyed my time here as a student in Mid-Valley and take immense pride in being a Spartan. And I sincerely hope the rest of you feel the same way as you leave here tonight. Just like the highlights of 1969, the class of 2019 has made an everlasting legacy here at Mid-Valley. Although it is sad to say farewell, we have so much to look forward to. Tonight we will celebrate all we have accomplished as a class over the past 13 years. But tomorrow we will wake up and begin the next part in life's journey. Whether we are excited or nervous, all of the graduates tonight are going to be successful in whatever path they choose to pursue. We have all shown true commitment and perseverance in our respective aptitudes, and we also had fun in the process while taking pride in everything we did. These skills are just the start of what it takes to be successful. Nothing in life from this point forward is going to be easy, but I know we all have monumental feats that we desire to accomplish. Please be assured that any goal, no matter how small or large, can be achieved. Effort and grit is where it all begins. If you do not work hard and truly dedicate yourself to a specific goal, you will probably not fulfill your wish, nor will you fulfill it to your maximum potential. Always be on the lookout for your absolute best and utmost potential, because they are what will make you a prominent, productive, happy, and healthy person. Remember that adversity and failure will see you on your route to success. In the end, it is rewarding because it is how you push through hardships and persevere that improves you as an individual, and it will make your achievements all the more worthwhile. Always believe in yourself, and do not be intimidated by the expectations of others around you. Rather, make sure you are content with who you are and always expect the best out of your personal self. Be kind to everyone around you, and always be on the lookout to help others. As long as you keep all these goals in mind when going forward in everyday life, you are bound to become your best self, and you will leave your own personal legacy to everyone you come across. I will forever live by my senior yearbook quote, inspired by John Wooden. Success is knowing you did your best to become the best you are capable of becoming. I encourage all of you to as well. I would like to thank our teachers in elementary, middle, and high school for being wonderful role models and always pushing us to do our best. Oftentimes, they push us to the limits, but we are all grateful for that. I would also like to thank our administrators for demonstrating remarkable leadership and assistance whenever it was needed. I would like to give a huge shout out to the parents and families of the 2019 graduates, as our success and accomplishments would not have been possible without their love, support, and guidance. Fellow graduates, wherever you go in life, please make the most out of every opportunity in front of you, and do not be afraid to try new challenges along the way. Follow your dreams, accomplish your goals, work hard, achieve the unachievable, and above all, have some fun along the way. Class of 2019, you will forever hold a special place in my heart. I am so proud of each and every one of you. Best of luck, everyone, and never forget, once a Spartan, always a Spartan. Thank you.
Very nice job, Jacob. Our next speaker this evening is a member of the graduating class who has attained the highest average, thereby attaining the distinction of class valedictorian. It is my honor and privilege to present to you Marissa Angelo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, teachers, students, board members, and fellow graduates. It is a great honor to speak to you at this memorable occasion. 4 years ago, we began this journey as mere freshmen, carrying all of our books and afraid to be late to class. Looking timid and clueless to all of the upperclassmen, we were only beginning to acclimate to our newfound freedom. Least in our mind was how much we would change Mid-Valley, and in turn, how it would change us. Every year since then, we grew a little bit more, learned a lot more, and made unforgettable memories. Now, at the end of senior year, we are almost unrecognizable as those former freshmen. So, how did we get here? In the last 4 years, we have accomplished many remarkable things. We have competed in academic competitions, challenged ourselves by taking advanced classes, spent countless hours practicing for sports, broken school records in athletic events, assisted the community through service projects, and generally worked to make a positive impact on the future graduates of Mid-Valley. We have broken boundaries on both the academic and athletic fronts. This year, we have raised the bar for Mid-Valley sports. Specifically, the boys soccer team won the Division III 2A league title. The softball team became District 2 3A champions, and many of our track athletes broke their own personal records, and some even broke school records. Moreover, we have also made major headways on an academic basis. 3 of our fellow peers were named to the National Technical Honor Society. The robotics team won first place at VEX Turning Point, qualifying for the state championship, and the largest number of students in our school's history qualified for the Future Business Leaders of America State Conference. These accomplishments did not happen as a mere coincidence, for they were the manifestations of our incredible drive and desire to do our personal best. It is evident that we have within us an ambition to break the boundaries of what we can attain. Our perseverance, hard work, and dedication have laid the foundations of our lives. And now it is up to us to build our future however we see fit. The many feats we have achieved would not have been possible with the support and assistance of our families, friends, teachers, coaches, and mentors. No amount of thanks could ever express the debt of gratitude that we owe to these individuals, but we can at least try. So thank you to our teachers, who demanded and accepted only greatness from us, who went beyond their job requirements to ensure that every one of us had the opportunity to succeed, and who continuously raised the bar to provide us with a challenge. Thank you to our parents and family, who supported us through all of our endeavors, who were there to catch us when we fell, and who cheered us on every step of the way. Lastly, thank you to our coaches and mentors, who taught us how to work together as a team to acquire a common goal, who enforced the meaning of sportsmanship, and who provided us with another outlet that allowed us to have fun while also learning discipline. Every success that we have had is a direct result of all of these individuals' influences. We owe it to them to use the tools they provided us with to achieve our dreams and impact the world in a positive place. As I look around the room today, I do not see you as you are currently. I see the potential you can live up to. I see future doctors, artists, educators, scientists, business leaders, engineers, and everything in between. Each of you has the capacity to go forth and make a mark on the world, no matter where the future may take you. Every success that you have is one step closer to a perfect world. So in everything that you do in the coming years, be sure to give your all and always strive for excellence. The time has finally come for us to end this long chapter of our lives and start a new one. While this new chapter may seem intimidating, we must face it with the same courage and composure that we have thus far. Although it is not important to dwell in the past, never forget where you came from and who aided you in getting there. No matter where life takes us, we should always be proud to remember ourselves as Spartans and hold Mid-Valley close to our hearts. To the class of 2019, you are all capable of achieving whatever you put your heart to. No matter what life throws at you, you have been given the tools necessary to succeed as long as you put forth your determination, passion, and perseverance into everything you do. Lastly, congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Marissa. I'm very pleased to introduce our keynote speaker for the 50th commencement exercises of the Mid-Valley School District, Mr. Matthew Armstrong. Mr. Armstrong is a graduate of the first ever graduating class of Mid-Valley School District, class of 1970. He was the first senior class president of our school district. After completing high school, he entered the United States Air Force and United States Army Reserve. Mr. Armstrong received an overall excellent grade in the United States Air Force Basic Training Evaluation. He was given an honorable discharge. Mr. Armstrong went on to further his education at the Pennsylvania State University, earning a Bachelor of Science degree in biology. While at Penn State, Mr. Armstrong was a member of the Phi Sigma Biological Science Honor Society, Beta Alpha chapter. He also served as the Vice President for Legislative Affairs, Veterans Organization, and on the President's Commission on Veterans Affairs at the university. Mr. Armstrong then went into the workforce as a technical sales representative for Thomas Scientific in Swedensboro, New Jersey, where he received the Sales Achievement Award. Mr. Armstrong came back to the area and took on different positions at the University of Scranton, including the Director of Central Services, Assistant to the Vice President of Administrative Services, and the Biology Lab Supervisor. Mr. Armstrong went on to further his education at the University of Scranton, earning himself a Master of Business Administration degree in Finance. He went on to work as the Associate Manager and Administrative Services Supervisor at the Prudential Asset Management Company in Music, and then as Statistician and Projects PC Specialist at Blue Cross of Northeastern Pennsylvania in Wilkes-Barre. Mr. Armstrong also held the position of Reporting Analyst at TMG Health in Jessup, and as an Electronic Health Record System Implementation and Practice Redesign Specialist at Quality Insights of Pennsylvania and King of Prussia. In the middle of the different healthcare positions, Mr. Armstrong served as pastor of the United Methodist Church in Scranton. Mr. Armstrong retired in April of 2018. Mr. Armstrong resides in Newton Township with his beautiful wife, Cynthia Zukowski, and just came back from a trip to County Mayo, Ireland, where he is restoring his family cottage and sheep farm. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Matthew Armstrong.
Thank you. I'd like to offer my thanks, first of all, to Mr. Sheehan, Mr. Kovalski, and the 2019 graduating class of Mid-Valley High School. Thank you for this privilege and honor to address you this evening. It is quite an honor and a privilege. I also want to thank the members of my graduating class, 1970, Mid-Valley High School, who are here. Several members are here. Thank you, I think, for volunteering me for this assignment. I was speaking with Father Pratico just a few minutes ago. He graduated from Valley View, and he was president of his senior class. His comment to me was he didn't know it was a life sentence. So Sam, get ready. So we graduated 50 years ago. I'm going to take us a little bit of a walk down memory lane, make some observations of what I see today compared to what we had then, and then maybe offer a little advice to the graduating class. So 50 years ago, before we became Mid-Valley, we were 3 schools. We were Troop, Oliphant, and Dixon. I'm sure with some help from the state of Pennsylvania, some school districts were encouraged to merge. So in February of 1969, Mid-Valley School District became a reality. So we started our first class of Mid-Valley High School of September of that year, 1969. What a change. 3 schools from different parts of the community coming together for the first time to be a school. There were a lot of growing pains. We came together that year. While we knew some of our fellow students from the schools that we had attended for the previous 11 years, there were a lot of new faces, some new teachers. Few of us knew any from those other school districts. So with the new school district came new class sections, people we weren't with school before. There were 3 sections on the academic side and 3 sections on the commercial side. Well, sure enough, in the first week, class sizes were a little too large, so they had to form another 4th section. So there were some volunteers and some assignments, so that there became 7 sections of the first senior class of Mid-Valley. So with those new teachers and new sections came new opportunities to make some new friends. The first few weeks, we had those class sections that had to be organized. We had class elections for election of officers in the first 2 weeks. I'm not really sure how I was elected first class, senior class president. Perhaps it was because Troop had more students than Oliphant or Dixon, I'm not really sure. Anyway, it was quite an honor. I remember some of the teachers that we had. Some of them you may know or remember. Mr. Evans, Mrs. Shander, Mr. Rolka, Mrs. Rinaldi, Mr. Bartkowski, and Mr. Prosciutti. I can remember the academic preparation that I had. Math, science, English. There were many events that brought us together to be that first class. In addition to the academic challenges, the necessary preparation for advanced education that some of us would go on to do, there were help from fellow students at times, as I'm sure there were amongst you, when someone was having difficulty with a class assignment or a particular subject. There were social opportunities, as you all had. Team sports, formal dances, we had 2. There was the snowball that was around Christmas time. There was a senior prom. Also remember the variety show that we had where students put together their own skits and presented them to the community. We also had a class trip to Washington, D.C. It was 4 days, and that was quite a memory, some of which I can't tell you about. Some of the personal memories. I remember liking algebra quite a lot. Trigonometry and geometry, maybe not so much. I didn't do so well there. I remember Mr. Evans, who taught us English, 1 period a week. He had a word list where he taught us different words and definitions, and it helped for our SAT examinations. I remember Mrs. Shander's current events. We did that every Friday, where we discussed events that were going on in the world, things that we saw in the newspapers. That was quite an interesting class. I remember our French class and our French class project. That was one of the first team assignments that I was involved with, so it does teach teamwork. The project that I chose with 2 of my fellow students was an interview of a famous French historical personality, and we did it in French. And I think we chose that because that was what Mrs. Rinaldi told us that she did for her senior class project. So I think we got some brownie points for doing that. I remember the snowball, double dating with Bob Filarski. I remember afterwards the many hours of playing pool afterwards at idle hours, and I'm not sure if you guys had done any of that. Whiled away the wee hours of the morning. I remember the variety show. Some of the activities and events of my senior year I didn't participate in a great deal. I had a job, worked 3 or 4 nights a week, so I missed out on a little bit. But I do remember the variety show and appreciate the care that some of my fellow students had showed me. Even though I wasn't involved to help some of the activities and the acts, I was able to be there one night, and I got to be included in one of the skits, just at the spur of the moment. That's how caring they were. One particular memorable event about the variety show was I remember that how Junior Collins was able to pull off wearing a miniskirt and looked pretty good at it. If you don't believe me, just check out the yearbook and you'll see the evidence. Our trip to Washington, D.C. came at the end of the year. It was four nights. We attended many museums. We had some social activities. And one of the things I remember was, in advance of touring the FBI building, you were supposed to send them a letter if you were a group tour. Tell them you were coming and get permission to join their tour. Well, we neglected to do that. So we pulled up with the bus and all of us got off, and 2 and 3 at a time tried to go through on the tour. Well, about 3 or 4 groups made it through, and then they caught on to us, and they grabbed the other ones and pulled them out and let us go back through the tour. So we tried to storm the FBI building as seniors. We made many new friends. We maintained existing friendships. Listening to folks here, Sam and Jacob and Marissa give their speeches was very impressive. Maintain those friendships. They are so precious and so valuable. So after graduation, life's pursuits do take you away. Takes you in a lot of different directions. Try to maintain those connections. Try to maintain those friendships that you've made here. Some of my friends that I made back then, because of those life pursuits and being taken away from the area, you kind of lose touch. So you have to make a concerted effort to maintain it. 50 years ago, we graduated, and some of our fellow classmates are no longer with us. Some of them live far away, and some of them don't walk the earth here with us any longer. Class reunions are an opportunity, if you don't do it otherwise, to renew those friendships and to enjoy those memories. So as part of doing this address to you, I had asked Mr. Kovalski if I could visit the class, maybe get to know a few of you. And he graciously agreed. He thought it was a pretty good idea. So you may remember I was here with you on Friday when you did your practice. I asked you about some questions that might concern you, and I was pretty impressed. You are a very impressive class, as your classmates had mentioned. Some of the concerns that were mentioned, being away from home. May I suggest, as I said already, maintain those friendships. Call each other on occasion. Get together quarterly if you can, or maybe annually. Or, as I said, those class reunions. Some had addressed or expressed concern about the responsibilities of paying bills and debt. Don't worry about that so much. This is a day for celebration. Those worries will come. But if there's one piece of advice I can give you, is don't take any loans unless it gets you an asset. Just pay as you go. There were concerns expressed about world events. There's a lot of turmoil out there. There was a lot of turmoil before I became a senior. There was turmoil in the world when we were seniors and were graduating. Some of us had to go serve in a war, do our duty. If we're concerned about those world events, remember your faith. Obtain faith. Remember your family and your friends. They can help you. On any of these suggestions on the words of advice, check with your family and friends and see if they make sense. Some of the observations that I've made. This facility, this campus is amazing. Amazing. We had the high school in Oliphant, the middle school in Dixon City. Each town had their own elementary school. In none of the buildings, the schools that I went to, elementary, high school, whether it was Troop or Mid-Valley, are standing today. This is an amazing facility. The different sports teams that you have available to you to help you develop social skills and teamwork. The academic facilities, the elementary school there. Mr. Kovalski mentioned there's 1,000 elementary students. Probably one of the most impressive things of that day that I experienced was I got to walk up with you to the elementary school, and all of the grades from kindergarten through 6th grade were out in the hallways greeting you. I don't know if that has a name. I guess Mr. Lopez started that. But I had turned around to Jacob and Marissa, and I said, this is a walk of honor. So I don't know what you call it, but that is quite a walk of honor. The expression on those students' face, the enthusiastic cheers that they gave you, I mean, they look up to you, and I think that's rightly so. You are an impressive group of young adults. I think the 1st and 2nd graders got the prize, however. They seemed to cheer the loudest, but everyone was very enthusiastic and were proud of you and pleased in your achievement. And to have them recognize that was just an amazing thing to see. So, in closing, there was a book written by a man, maybe some of you know it. It was written about 1986, a couple of years ago. So this is some advice that you might want to take with you. The title is Everything I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. How many of you have heard of that? A couple. Okay. Well, here's some of the items. Very profound, I think. Some metaphors. He says, most of what I really need to know about how to live, what to do, and how to be, I learned in kindergarten. Wisdom was not at the top of the graduate school mountain, but there in the sand pile at school. These are the things I've learned. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Don't take things that aren't yours. Say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. Wash your hands before you eat. Flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Live a balanced life. Learn some and think some and draw and paint and sing and dance and play and work every day some. Take a nap every afternoon. When you go out into the world, watch out for traffic. Hold hands and stick together. Be aware of wonder. He said a lot more eloquently than I could. As I said, you, and I believe this and mean this sincerely with my brief and short observations of the class of 2019 Mid-Valley High School, you are very impressive. And the speeches, the addresses here, it's just a sample of who you all are and what you all are. One of the things that impressed me was your choice of the class song. I think ours was A Time for Us. You know how self-centered that was. Yours is Lean on Me. And that chorus is very profound. It means a lot. It may not mean much to you now, but it's so very true, and you're going to experience that in life in one form or another. So I'm just going to read it. I'm sure you know it because you sang it class night. You practiced it a number of times. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm going to need somebody to lean on. We're all going to be in that same boat. We all need family and friends. If you need a friend or want a friend, be a friend. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your graduation season. Remember to laugh, and then laugh some more. May God bless you all.
Thank you, Matt. Now we've come to the point of the program which everyone has been patiently awaiting. It's truly an honor for me to introduce to you the members of the graduating class of 2019. May I kindly ask the audience to hold their applause until all the students have received their diplomas. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the Superintendent of the Mid-Valley School District, Mr. Patrick Sheehan, who will come forward to present the members of the class of 2019 their diplomas. Evan Torres. Noah Allman. Mariah Lynn Belendi. Kelsey Grum Bensinger. Adam Anthony Blaze Berdelli. Morgan Amelia Bialy. Scott Richard Bidwell, Jr. Zachary J. Blau. Caitlin Marie Bosket.
Way to go, Caitlin!
Mia Caramano. Cassie Castellani. Mario Vincent Castellano. Gabriela Fajeda Serra. Kyle Joseph Choika. Joseph Michael Shilak. Tyler R. Cortazar. Gideon Oswald Dalzell. Joshua Darren. Courtney Lee Davies. Mallory Marie DiQuevedo. Clayton James DeVoe. Callie Elizabeth DeBilio. Chase A. DePippo. Jonathan James Dutter. Caitlin Ives. Matthew Fedorka. Nicholas Rudolph Ferretti. Emily Finnegan. Travis Tritt Finkler. Lily Gallo. Kamara Ashante Gardner. Justin Robert Gosler. Morgan Elizabeth Hafley. Julian Hanachek. Colin William Hazelton. Kelly Maureen Homachek. Adam Jackson. Danielle Jason. Katarina Ashton Johnson. Elizabeth Ann Jones. Charles Elias Karam. Albert Kosmar. Alana Rose Couts. Courtney Lynn Kitcher. Francis Thomas Coaches III. Samantha Costage.
Way to go, Sam!
Brendan A. Kaharski. Becca Laboranti. Cara Laboranti. Gabriella Rose Lardner. Evan Thomas Logan. Mark Joseph Longo. Christina Lorenzetti. Michael Lee. Sean Robert McCallum. Elizabeth M. Beadler. Presenting the next diploma is a member of our Board of Education, Mr. Paul McNoskey. Marshall Paul Alexander McNoskey. Jillian Rose McGrath. Christopher Marshall. Michael Walter Marhelski Jr. Devin Anthony McKegg. Victoria Catherine Meehan. Alec Mendez. Zachary Kane Menichetti. Craig Joseph Mercanti. Mariah Minter. Mackenzie Marie Mitchko. Yami G. Molina Del Cid.
You are Jaja. Oh my God. You are your
Gabriel Leroy Molinaro. Emily Morgan Morano. Tyzine Trudell Murphy. Erica Lynn Nemitz.
We here, Black. You got it with the wrong way.
Kaya Marie New. Kayla Rain Newland. Angel Rose Novojoski.
Way to go, Angel!
Maggie Christina Palikar. Christopher Partenio. Casey Politowski. Vanessa Marie Brzezinski. Madison Renee Radel. Brandon Matthew Repchick. Lawrence Richard Reesner III. Shane Jeffrey Rosencrantz. Michael A. Ross. Felicia Marie Saar. Hani Saini. Adriana Marie Schaefer. Katrina Schultz. Wayne A. Scott. Alyssa C. Sikelski. Samantha Ann Shelesky. Emma Rain Sherwood. Vincent Shuta III. Lindsay Lynn Space. Morgan Lynn Stepien.
Yeah, Morgan!
Zachary Stripcheski. Caleb Tabor. Vincent Toludo. Joevelyn Torres. Kyle Tulio. Davina Verone. Presenting the next diploma is a member of our Board of Education, Stephen Vituszynski. Joshua Stephen Vituszynski. Grace Abigail Wallow. Joshua M. Wilkinson. Vladislav Yatsuta. Justin Zantowski. Holly Ann Zednick. Bobby Zielinski. Presenting the next diploma is Mr. Vituszynski. Our salutatorian, Jacob Kevin Vituszynski.
I want to go down.
Our valedictorian, Marissa Emily Angelo.
Marissa!
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for the class of 2019. At this time, I would like to call to the podium Mr. Sheehan, who will certify the diplomas.
Thank you, Mr. Kovalski, for having me follow that. Will the members of the graduating class please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients of the diplomas this evening have fulfilled the requirements recommended by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and mandated by the Mid-Valley School District. Therefore, as the superintendent of the Mid-Valley School District, I now certify these diplomas. Congratulations, you may now be seated. On behalf of the Board of Education, administration, faculty, and staff, congratulations to the class of 2019, and congratulations to Jacob and Marissa. You've had many milestones in your lives this far. Commencement is another major milestone. You've spent the past 12 or more years of your lives going to school. Think about that, 12 years. It's a long time. Most of you were maybe 5 years old when you started school. Think about that. One thing is for certain, I know your parents and loved ones here tonight are thinking about that. Right now, they're probably remembering and reminiscing about all of your milestones. Your first words, your first tooth, your first day of kindergarten. And while they're filled with happiness and pride for you, they may just be a little bit sad thinking about how quickly it seems you all grew up. Everyone tells you that time flies, and it's nights like tonight where we truly understand that. So be a bit more understanding if your parents and family are a little more emotional than usual. They're looking at you now as successful young adults, but they're also remembering you when you were babies. Oh, how the time flies. For you, I'm sure you have many different emotions running through your heads as well. You may be ecstatic that you finished and excited to move on. On the other hand, you may be nervous or scared about what comes next. You may be feeling a little bit of both. Either way, remember that you all made it to this point because of tremendous dedication, commitment, and hard work. You are already a success. Things will only get better for you. Whatever nervousness or doubts you may have, just remember that you made it here tonight. And because of that, there's no stopping you. After tonight, you may all follow different paths, but for one more moment, you're all here together. You all went through this same system to get you to this point. You will always have that in common. Don't forget each other, and please don't forget Mid-Valley. There's tremendous opportunity in front of you. You've been educated, you've been inspired, and you've been empowered to do great things in this world. It is now time for you to continue your own success. I also know after this morning, some of you may have a plan B as a member of the Rail Riders grounds crew. I said this last year and I'll say it again. Whatever it is you decide to do the absolute best you can and love doing it. In the meantime, you've heard this theme over and over again tonight. Remember to be kind to people, have empathy, and remember to stop, smile, and enjoy life. I'm so very proud of what you have accomplished thus far, and I'm looking forward to hearing about the many more milestones you will achieve. Thank you, and again, my sincerest congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Sheehan. At this time, I'd like to address the graduates one final time. Graduates, each of you has a dream, a heart's desire, and it calls to you when you're brave enough to listen, bold enough to pursue. That dream will lead you on a journey to discover who you are meant to be. All you have to do is look inside of your hearts and unlock the potential inside of yourselves. And so your journey at Mid-Valley has come to an end. But your life journey continues. I encourage you to grab hold of your dreams and make them come true. For you are the only one who has the key to unlocking your own potential. Now go, let your dreams guide you, and find your path on this journey. Good luck, and always remember that we will be here waiting to hear about your next success story. Ladies and gentlemen, you've now met the class of 2019. Please rise and join the graduates in their final performance at Mid-Valley as they sing our alma mater. podium Monsignor Patrick Pratico, who will offer benediction.
And thank you for inviting me to offer some final words of blessing. May God strengthen you and bring your dreams and hopes to completion. May joy and gladness accompany your journey in all the challenges of life. May God's abiding presence be with you to support you and encourage you all the days of your life. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Look and say you did it!
As a reminder, we ask everyone to remain in the stands until the last graduate has left the field. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my sincere pleasure to introduce to you our newest alumni, the graduating class of 2019.
Playing volleyball is up
Second.